Welcome back, episode 2, the best of edition. We're about to hit out the rest of the amazing movies that I liked this year and probably hit on a couple of video games before we're run out of time again, because that's just how it is. But don't worry, we'll be back again tomorrow with the rest of this edition. I know you're probably thinking, hey Matt, what beer are you drinking? Well, I'm still drinking that amazing Nutcracker beer, so again, I highly recommend that. Go out and drink it. I don't want to do a whole nother beer. You know, eventually I'm going to run out of beers. I know in 200 years or whatever, but still, I'm going to run out of beers at some point. So I'm just going to stick with the Nutcracker for now. Episode 2. So the third movie I want to talk about that I got to see over the break was Quentin Tarantino's Django Unchained. Now here's my feeling about this movie. I really dug this movie. I liked it a lot. I'm a huge Tarantino fan. I know there's a lot of people out there who are like Tarantino, but I really like him. He's a good, he's fun. All of his movies are fun. I enjoy them all. Reservoir Dogs, Pulp Fiction, Inglourious Basterds, right? Great film. And so if you've liked any of those other Tarantino movies, then I would definitely say go see this. It has that sort of, it's a period piece, right? Like Inglourious Basterds, but he used modern music from time to time, which he did in Inglourious Basterds. It has that sort of inappropriate sense of humor where you laugh and you're like, okay, I'm going to hell definitely for laughing at that. So, it has all those typical Tarantino flares to them. So, in that respect, I say, yeah, go see this movie. I mean, if you're a Tarantino fan in any way, if you've liked any of his movies, this is it. Go see it. The problem I have right now is that I'm like, he's getting all this Oscar buzz. And I'm like, really? This is the Tarantino movie that everybody's like, yeah, let's give him the Oscar for this. And I'm like, I don't know if this is the one, Again, I like the movie. I'm going to give it 4 stars. But I just don't know if this is I don't know if this is Oscar worthy. I mean, I can't see it beating out Lincoln, for instance. It's a great film. I just don't know if it's of the Oscar quality. But if I was going to speak about any Oscars being given to anybody in this movie, I'd say Sam Jackson is the guy who deserves an Oscar in this movie. He's got white eyebrows and this white hair, and he looks a little bit different. You're like, okay, that's Sam Jackson, but you're not always going, what's Sam Jackson? He plays this character who you don't necessarily like, and I think his character in that movie is really awesome. And so if anybody's being nominated for anything in that movie, it should definitely at least be Sam Jackson. It's a great movie. Christoph Waltz is awesome, and there are some great things that he does, especially towards the beginning of the movie, where he kind of flips things on people, when he goes into the town, kills the sheriff. It's just a great, those great little scenes like that, which I totally love. So, anyway, really recommend that movie. Go see it. It will, you will enjoy it. You'll just wonder about the Oscar like I did. Now this is weird. As you all know, people who have watched the show, I usually love everything. And here are 3 movies that have just gone by where I'm kind of like, eh. And this isn't any kind of backlash. It isn't people going, hey, you always like everything in your, in your blog. But it's honestly how I felt about those movies. Like, yeah, they were good. I mean, I will probably own them all on DVD. I just, they just weren't the most amazing thing I've ever seen. Which of course now takes us perfectly into best movie of the year. Now I'm going to go 2 here. I'm always going to do 2 with all the rest of these. I'm going to do the best movie and then the honorable mention. So, favorite movie of the year, Avengers. Now we didn't get to talk a lot about Avengers because I wasn't doing the blog yet when this movie came out. Now, of course, the one thing that everybody's been talking about as far as Avengers go is not only how amazing put together the movie is. I mean, for those of you who have, loved and adored Joss, like I have. I mean, I'm not like a crazy fanboy. I have to keep saying that, but everything he has done, I do like. With that said, for those of you who know Joss, you know that he has been able to keep several balls in the air when it comes to character development. I mean, if you look at, just the large casts that he has had in his show, I mean, I'm rewatching it right now, so it's on the tip of my brain. If you look at season 5 of Angel, You know, he's got Spike's story, you know, which is continuing from season 7 of Buffy. He's got Angel himself, of course. He's got Connor, which he has to take care of. He's got Fred and her new storyline, Wesley and Gunn, you know, plus a few other minor little characters that he's got to, you know, Knox and whatnot, who he's got to be able to keep those storylines juggling in the air. So, I mean, it's like he's almost been perfectly prepped for how to take care of Avengers. You know, I mean, and of course it's great because he doesn't have to do origin stories or anything else. We already know those characters from all the other movies that they've been doing. It's perfect then. You just throw those into a movie. We all know who they are. They're all established. And boom, let's just throw them into a movie and, you know, let's keep their storylines going while at the same time telling another story. You know, and it's funny because when we leave Avengers, nothing is perfect, you know. I mean, yeah, the team has worked together now, but that doesn't mean that everything's hunky-dory. And, you know, it's S.H.I.E.L.D. right now is sort of shut down or something. You know, it's like kind of vague at the end of the movie. So it's just really great how put in the right hands of somebody like Joss, who's had to, you know, keep characters' storylines going. And this is the movie. I mean, this movie was like almost made for him. It's perfect. Which... Subnote, by the way, because I've been keeping track of a lot of the Star Wars talk that's been going on about Episode 7. The fact of the matter is, boys and girls, that there's no way that Joss, as much as I would love for him to do it, is going to do Episode 7. Because there's another big movie coming out the May of 2015. Assuming, of course, that they're actually going to release Star Wars in May of 2015. There's another big movie that's coming out, and it's called Avengers 2. And our friend Joss Whedon is writing that. So I really don't think he's going to pull double duty and try and do a Star Wars movie while at the same time doing Avengers movie. Not that the man isn't foolish enough to try and, you know, get 4 shows on the air at one time. I just doubt that he would try and handle both. Anyway, back to Avengers. Hulk is amazing. Iron Man is amazing. Cap, you know, he gets awesome screen time in that movie, and his character is, I think, even a little more developed in that character, which again is the beauty of Joss, taking character and developing it. It's just so fun. Like, I got so giddy when I watched that movie that I was just like, oh my god, yes, this is exactly what a superhero movie should be. And that shot that they kind of overused in all of the commercials, where it sweeps down and it starts with Iron Man and goes to Cap and Black Widow, and then, you know, swings back around and Hulk goes, you know, that shot for me was like, that was almost worth the money. Then, you know, you go to that next shot where all the superheroes are separated and they're all doing their things and beating up people, and then just Hulk, you know, himself. All of that stuff was just so great that I just cannot, that to me was the best movie of 2012. Now, you're going to ask me what the honorable mention is. And I kind of hate that it's a Joss movie again, because then it seems like I'm a serious Joss fanboy. And as much as I love Joss and everything that he's done, Cabin in the Woods for me was so amazing and out of the blue. I mean, it's one of those films that I have, like, handed out to people and go, look, I don't want to tell you anything about this movie, as you've seen, because I talked a lot about it in one. But I don't want to tell you anything about this movie, but just go see it, and handed it to people, and people have brought it back going like, that movie blew my mind. That was the most amazing thing I've seen. So I've already talked. There's a blog about it. I'll put it in the links below about Cabin in the Woods. Definitely one of my favorite movies of 2012. Seriously, who am I? Wasting like 2 whole blogs on movies? I need to get my head examined or something. Anyway, that's all I'm going to talk about today, because that's all I got time for. Tomorrow I'm going to hit movies, and I'm going to hit comic books. And I may not even finish comic books the way things are looking. But that's all right. Best of 2012. We got lots to talk about, right? Right! Anyway, my name's Matteo, and as always, drink that beer.